Okay, so now we've made all of those changes in the settings to the speed and the caching of Cloudflare. Let's see if it makes a real world difference in how our page loads. Remember, I'm only running a test site here, so there's no real content or images, so it should load pretty fast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of the Cloudflare network temporarily. Remember, there are a couple of ways we can do this. We can either drop it down into development mode, or I can completely pause it on the Cloudflare network. So now all traffic will bypass the Cloudflare network. It will still use Cloudflare as our name service, but it'll go straight to our origin server where we're hosted basically. So now I've taken us out of the Cloudflare network. I'm going to give that about 30 seconds just to wipe from all the content delivery network. Okay, so I've given that about 30 seconds now just to clear out of the content delivery network. So our site now should be served directly. So I'm going to go to a website called Pingdom on their speed test tool. Again, I'll link to this in the sidebar next to the video. And I'm going to put my URL in there of our test site. And the location I'm going to choose is somewhere far away. My server's hosted in the US. I'm going to choose Australia. So right the other side of the planet. I'm going to start the test and see how long it takes my page to load from Australia. It's still going. So that took almost very nearly 2 seconds and got a performance grade of 72. And that's on a very light site with a default WordPress theme. A heavier theme would take much longer to load than that. Let's try one more time. Let's get an average. Okay, a little bit higher that time, a little bit lower that time, sorry. So about 1.7 seconds. So we're somewhere between 1.7 and 2 seconds to serve a simple web page to Australia without Cloudflare's assistance and without running any caching plugins on the WordPress site itself. So let's go and put ourselves back into the Cloudflare network. Okay, and I've just double checked my speed settings are as what I recommended to you in the training. Oops. Yep, so we've got Rocket Loader, we've got our minification, we are caching, a query string, 8 hours. Yep, all looks good. So we're back in the Cloudflare network. So I'm just going to give that 30 seconds to for the settings to. Okay, I'm back again. Gave that 30 seconds just to take. So I'm going to do exactly the same test now. Remember, we're back in the Cloudflare network. So I'm expecting the first result to be about the same because that's the first one that hits the Cloudflare network and that enables it to generate the cache. And then I'm expecting the second test to be better. By how much? I don't know. We'll see. Let's start the test. Okay, so this one's a little bit quicker, but we're still on a grade C. So I'm not sure this one's had the benefit yet of the Cloudflare network. So I'm going to run it again because I think this first hit is the one that triggered Cloudflare to create its cache for our site. So let's try one more, and I'm expecting a bit more of a difference with this one. So there we go. 0.7 of a second basically is what it's saying. So we loaded our site in 0.7 of a second, and we're now faster than 94% of websites out on the net. So that's serving to Melbourne, don't forget. So let's try it somewhere a bit closer to home, New York. So again, this first one will be a long hit because we're creating the cache. It looks like that one's failed again. Oh no, come back, so it's 5 seconds, but we start it again. So now the cache has been formed. And now we're looking at 0.4 of a second. So much, much quicker. So remember at the start, we were seeing 1.7 to Australia, up to 1.9. And now we're seeing 0.7 to Australia and 0.4 to New York. So big, big difference there in page load times just by turning on the Cloudflare network with the settings that I recommended.